Welcome back to Recap Central. Today I'm going to explain a movie called Braid. Three women dig a hole and dump inside some plastic bag full with body parts. Tilda and Petula are packing drugs up to sell. Suddenly police raid the apartment and they have to escape. On the train, Petula goes to make a call, but a police officer sees her and follows her. She tells a drug dealer Coco what just happened. The policeman knocks on the door. He tells her she seemed familiar. She pulls him inside. It seems she is his dominatrix. She offers him 20 minutes of fun to let her and her friend go. He agrees. We see the first rule. Everyone must play. Petula and Tilda plan on going to their rich childhood friend to repay their dealer. A homeless man tells Petula she will return as she always does. She looks at him confused. Petula tells Tilda they have 48 hours to find Daphne's safe and escape with the money. She says once they enter the house they must do everything Daphne says. They have to play the game Daphne always made them play as children. When they arrive, Tilda goes inside and starts role-playing as Daphne's daughter. Daphne happily starts playing along. Petula places her and Tilda's phone in the mailbox and makes her way to the house. A voice dictates the rules. Rule number 1: everyone must play, no outsiders allowed, and rule 3: no one can leave. Petula comes in dressed as a doctor and Daphne asks her to give her daughter a checkup. Petula examines Tilda with the tools she brought along. Tilda seems extremely displeased with the game. She refuses to play along and react to the test of Petula. Petula hits her knee hard, making her bleed. This shows how obsessed Daphne is with the game. At dinner, Tilda has been tied to the chair. When Daphne goes to the kitchen, Tilda asks for the salt. When Petula comes close, she tells her not much time is left and they need to get the money and get out. Just then Daphne comes. She seems displeased with their gossip. At night, Petula goes to get a glass of water, but she finds Daphne. Daphne is completely absorbed in the game and forces Petula to have simulated sex with her. The next morning, Petula catches Tilda trying to get her phone from the mailbox. She tells her they will get caught and they soon will find the money and leave. Until then they must play. Petula tells Tilda Daphne made her have sex with her. Tilda laughs hysterically and teases Petula. They take some pills and get extremely high. Petula goes to find the safe and Tilda explores around. She sees their younger versions in the treehouse. Tilda is tired of playing, but Daphne insists. They fight and Daphne falls off the tree. At the hospital, a doctor's voice says Daphne will never be able to conceive due to the fall. In the present, Daphne opens a cabinet full of pregnancy tests. She takes one out and smiles. Meanwhile, Petula has paranoid visions. She finds Daphne's keys and grabs Tilda so they can escape. While they try to open the car, Daphne comes with a baseball bat and knocks them out. We see rule number 2: no outsiders allowed. Detective Siegel gets a call and goes to visit Daphne. Daphne has tied and gagged Tilda and Petula. She hears a knock at the door. Detective Siegel tells her the neighbors heard screams and strange noises. Daphne says since her grandparents died she cries at night. The detective says it is weird both her grandparents died at the same time. He asks about Petula and Tilda, but Daphne says she hasn't seen them. He warns her, saying they are dangerous. Daphne lashes out and tells him the world will know their worth as they won't come back to it. Siegel gets suspicious. The news of their disappearance were not public yet, so he asks how she knows they are missing. Noises are heard from inside, but Daphne tells him he can't enter without a warrant. He says he will get one if the neighbors complain again. After that, Daphne nails all the doors shut. She then celebrates the girl's safety. Daphne sends Tilda to wash her hands and tells Petula she knows what they came for. She tells her a clue to find the safe. You'll waltz about with my dolls into our writing mansion's halls. Look for signs along the way and let the mirror end your days. The grave will open wide when you shatter time's spell. Daphne says she will let them go if they find the safe. A confused Petula asks what she means, but Daphne keeps laughing and repeating the riddle. Petula runs around the house trying to find the clues. Thinking about the first one, waltz with the dolls, she goes to the statue in the garden. Under the statue she finds the words "Our Rotting Mansion Halls" and the number 7. She explores the halls and follows a crack in the ceiling that lead to a mirror. She closes the curtains and numbers appear in the mirror. Shatter time spell and the number 24. She goes outside and removes the calendar from the wall. Underneath she finds the safe. She uses the numbers from the clues to open it. She grabs the money and leaves with Tilda. The girls start arguing over a passing card. Suddenly Daphne runs Tilda over with her car. Rule number 3: no one leaves. Petula wakes up tied to a chair. Daphne takes her to see Tilda, who is locked in a cage. Petula asks why she brought her back after she won the game. Daphne says she only allowed her to leave, not Tilda. Besides, the game is not over yet. Daphne reveals she killed her grandparents because they wanted to get her a caretaker. She forces Tilda to watch as she carves a smile on Petula's face with a razor. The homeless man from earlier tells Sigel he saw the missing girls. Daphne comes to the girls and tells them they can leave now as the game is over. She then explains how she is preparing the house for her baby. Tilda tells her she can't have children and asks who got her pregnant. Daphne says she is Dr. Petula's baby. Tilda laughs at her. But Petula takes the chance and tells her she needs to perform a surgery on her for the baby. Meanwhile, Sigel arrives at the house. The girls place Daphne on a table, but just as they are about to attack her, Sigel arrives and tells them to surrender. But as he approaches the girls, Daphne stabs him in the back. She hits him over and over and Tilda happily joins her. Petula watches in horror but eventually joins in. They dig a hole and bury the detective. Then they throw his car in a river. After that, the girls spend some quality time together. Petula sees her scars have disappeared. Everyone has accepted their role in the game. One day Petula sees Sigel's bloody body, but Tilda and Daphne come and the body disappears. Petula finds the detective's keychain in the mailbox. She is shocked as she remembers throwing it in the water with the car. She digs the spot where they buried the detective, but no one is there. Alarmed, she comes back to the house and finds Tilda's diary. She finds everything she remembers, but written a long time ago. Tilda had written that Petula will try to escape, but Daphne will get her as she always does. They pretend to let Petula escape, but she always comes back for the safe. Daphne finds her and tells her she is happy she found the diary. Maybe this way she will stop the cycle of escaping, forgetting and coming back. Petula asks how long she has kept her there. Daphne tells her to look at her arms. She gave her a burn mark for every time she tried to escape. Petula breaks down and runs, but Tilda holds her. Tilda has always been in Daphne's plan to keep Petula there. Tilda sends Daphne to her room. While Petula cries at her feet, her phone rings. It's Coco, her dealer. Petula answers and Tilda repeats the exact same words, indicating they have done this several times. Coco is a character Daphne and Tilda made up to lure Petula back. Tilda says they are all unfit for the outside world. They have everything inside the mansion and they should stay there. It is revealed everything happened inside the mansion. After Petula relaxes, all the girls go back in and lay together. All the girls then take their lives. Tilda slits her wrist, Daphne drinks poison, and Petula hangs herself. Later, an old Daphne is seen doing the dishes. An old woman greets her, calling her mom. Daphne stops and smiles. The suicide was just the end of another round.